Decision making is one of those things that 99% of our decisions we make habitually. So the interesting thing actually, if you want to become good at decision making, is dehabituate yourself from the decisions that are actually the ones that you make automatically. So you know how it is, you decide to take the exact same path to work every single day. The same car route or the same train. What's really interesting is make a different decision. Because in the making a different decision, you'll feel a little anxiety. And then you'll be more prepared for the anxiety that comes from the decisions that are so big that you have no practice in making them. So the first thing to understand about decision making is that we make many, many, many more decisions than we agonize about. We make many decisions that we don't even think about. It's good to begin thinking about some of the decisions we don't think about, and that prepares us for the major decisions. Now the major decisions. Turns out the major decisions, the anxiety of those major decisions, I call sacred anxiety. The very first thing one needs to do when one has the anxiety about major decisions is take a deep breath and say, wow, this is a burning bush moment for me. I have a decision to make. This decision, for whatever reason, I think is going to make a major difference in my life. Usually those decisions revolve around just a few things. Usually they have to do with making a deep commitment to somebody in one's life. In other words, a marriage or having children, a decision that's going to have some long-term impact, or a decision about career or where one's going to live. And of course those decisions are going to create anxiety because we're human beings who like to avoid at all costs any kind of destabilization and change. But the thing is, just remember, the only way to avoid all destabilization and all change is to be dead. Turns out if you're dead, there's no change. There's no destabilization. You're in a perfect fixed state. So the very fact that one feels anxiety at major decision-making moments means you're alive. And I find that right away when that happens, I go, oh yeah, right. This is what it means to be human. To feel this anxiety, rather than to be repelled by the anxiety, rather than to be freaked out by the anxiety. I may want to turn away like Moses does at the burning bush, but then I want to turn into the decision itself and understand this is an invitation. This is an invitation to grow and develop. Now, what do? Well, here's the second rule. If it is a major decision, I can promise you this 100%. You will not know 100% before making the decision whether it's a good or bad decision. So if you're looking for certainty at a moment of major decision, you will not have it. That's the illusion. My goal is to make major decisions on 5149, to dance with the uncertainty. It may only be 5149, but major decisions, one leaps into the unknown. That's the point. And there's two things that one can do. One is one can actually do as much assessment as you can. There's no magic to that. Try not to fool yourself in major decisions. Why am I making this? Why do I want to go here or there? Why do I want to take this job? Right? Why is it that I really love this person? Right? And the second is check in with friends and teachers. Check in with friends and teachers. We tend to think in America that a major decision has to be made all on my own. Right? There are no self-made people. Right? No such thing as self-made people. So find yourself a friend and acquire a teacher, and then trust yourself.